Gather around, one and all, gather around. Gather around, one and all, gather around. It's good to see you. Step right up. We're going to wait a few more moments, folks. We've got more people on the way. You're going to enjoy I hope you like the new set. I hope you like the new set. It's swag, isn't it? Thank you for tuning in. I can't wait to show you my newest story. In fact, folks, I'm going to make it a double feature because last week, well, I wasn't in. And I felt really bad about it. But I want to make it up to you. I really want to make it up to you. Let me make sure I get rid of this feedback here. Thank you for tuning in. I can't wait to show you my newest story. In fact, folks, I'm going to make it a double feature because last week, well, I wasn't in. And I felt really bad about it. But I want to make it up to you. I really want to make it up to you. Let me make sure I get rid of this feedback here. Gather around, ladies and gentlemen, gather around. There we go. It's good to see you all. Glad you're tuning in. Come on, everybody. I hope you called your friends. I hope everybody read the new promo. We're testing out new things here at Ringmaster Story Time. I hope you like the new set, everyone. I wanted a better way to display the stories to you. So I'm using the wonderful technology of Zoom, which is allowing me to spread our wings here and venture out and stream live on YouTube, here on my YouTube page. If you like the content here or elsewhere, folks, make sure you tune in and subscribe. That's right, subscribe to the Last Ringmaster channel. It's good to have you. I've got a couple of really wonderful stories for you. I'm just giggling thinking about this first one I'm going to read you. I think you really want the kids around for this one. This is definitely G-rated. This is exactly what kids love to hear. They want to know about it. So we're going to wait a little more. And here we go. We're going to get ready. We're going to get going. We're going to have some fun. Gather around, one and all. You don't want to miss it. Thank you for coming out to Ringmaster Story Time. Welcome to this new set. I can't believe it. It took me all day to build it. Welcome, one and all, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm your Ringmaster, Johnathan Lee Iverson, and let me entertain you. Let me make you smile. Let me do a few tricks, some old and then some new tricks. I'm very versatile. And if you feel good, we'll make you feel good. I want your spirits to climb. So let me entertain you and we'll have a real good time. Oh yeah, we'll have a real good time. Hey, let me entertain you. Let me make you smile. Let me do a few tricks, some old and then some new tricks. I'm very versatile. Now let's get the words right here. And if you're real good, I'll make you feel good. I want your spirits to climb. So let me entertain you and we'll have a real good time. Oh, yeah. We'll have a real good time. Oh, yeah. Welcome, boys and girls. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for gathering around for this edition of Ringmaster Story Time. We have quite the story for you. Folks, remember, if you love this content or anything on the last Ringmaster channel, please subscribe. That's right, hit that subscribe button. We're so glad you gathered around. We're so glad you're here. It's family fun. Thank you for tuning in before you turn in. Folks, we have some wonderful stories for you, just for you. I spent all day going through the Ringmaster Story Time library, and I think you're going to like this one tonight. I really do. I really do. It's about family. It's about a dog. It's about the beach. Oh, come on. It's got something for everybody. I mean, I think I just saw a few of you just blush about the beach. You're going to have fun, folks. This is a great story, and this is a great time. Thank you all. And to all my friends watching from the United States with me, I hope your weekend was festive and wonderful. And I hope the rest of your week, as I do for everyone all over the world who's watching, I hope all your entire week is wonderful, is prosperous. I hope you stay safe. And of course, I hope you stay in good health. So everybody, sit back, relax, put a smile on your face, and let's get going. We've got a story for you. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's Walter, the farting dog. For everyone who's ever felt misjudged or misunderstood, have you ever felt misjudged? Have you ever felt misunderstood? Have you ever felt left out? Well, this story, folks, this is a story for you, one and all. So everybody sit back, relax, enjoy. Don't mind some of the noises in the background. The set is a bit busy. After all, it's a circus. Here we go, everybody. Walter, the farting dog. That's right, a favorite subject for children of all ages. I can tell you it's a great subject here in my home. So here we go, boys and girls. Here we go. I'm going to take my mug off and you'll enjoy the story. Mr. and Mrs. Crabe were having a ton of fun. There was sand and sea and sunshine every day. There was swimming and snorkeling and parasailing and lots of staff to boss around. You there, called Mrs. Crabe to the pool attendant. Get that leaf out of the water. And bring us some towels, said Mr. Crabe. Make it snappy. If only that dog weren't ruining my view, says Mrs. Crabe. The dog was Walter, digging happily in the sand. You never know where an old bone might be hiding. He detected something under the sand and dug more frantically. Treasure! A bone! And it's a big one. You know how dogs get. He strained to tug it free and let out an enormous fart. The umbrella that was shading Mr. and Mrs. Crabe was blown into the sea. They watched aghast as it was carried away by the undertow. At that moment, Father and Mother arrived with Betty and Billy. Mr. Crabe stomped over to Father. Is this your dog? Yes, admitted Father. That's our Walter. He shouldn't be allowed on the beach, shouted Mr. Crabe. He blew away our umbrella. It couldn't have been Walter. It was probably the sea breeze. The sea breeze doesn't smell like that, said Mrs. Crabe. That evening, Mother said, wouldn't it be wonderful if we had our own little vacation home right on the beach? We can't afford it, said Father, who just bought himself a new set of golf clubs. Walter eats us out of house and home. Walter farted guiltily. There was a knock on the door. It was the manager of the resort. We've been getting complaints about that dog of yours. We can't allow him on the beach. I didn't see any rule against dogs in your brochure, said Father. It's a new rule and it starts today. The manager stomped off. Sorry, Walter, said Father. You're banned from the beach. Walter farted sadly. Never mind, Walter, said Billy. Let's go for a walk in the village. Just stay away from the beach, warned Mother. In the quaint little village, lights twinkled in the trees. Everyone was enjoying the gentle breeze and the sweet smells of the tropical night. Walter was enjoying himself too. Travel broadens a dog's mind, he thought, farting philosophically. The Crabes were sitting nearby at a sidewalk cafe, complaining about their key lime pie. Mrs. Crabe counted the problems on her fingers. It's not big enough. It's not green enough. It's not sweet enough. Or maybe it's too sweet, said Mr. Crabe, smacking his lips. A pelican flapped its wings at Walter, and Walter farted in alarm. The power of Walter's fart blew the meringue off Mr. Crabe's pie. It landed in his face and made an awful mess. The Crabes glared at Walter. The dog is ruining our vacation. Next morning, Father got a phone call from the chief of police. I've had serious complaints about your dog, said the chief. I'm afraid we can't allow him on our streets. Father hung up. Sorry, Walter. You're banned from the village. But where can Walter go now? Asked Billy. He's grounded, said Father. He stays inside. That's not a very nice vacation for Walter, said Betty. Walter farted. Need I say more? Asked Father. When everyone went out to have fun, Walter stayed inside with his nose pressed against the window. Well, thought Walter, I'll just have to make the best of it. He sniffed around for something to eat and found a snack of strange-looking tropical fruit. Now, the label said, cook thoroughly. Do not eat raw. Since Walter couldn't read, he ate it anyway. Then he went to snooze in the sunshine pouring through the window. Betty and Billy were building a sandcastle on the beach. Look, said Betty, pointing out to sea. How did that island get there? It wasn't there before. It must have been underwater, said Billy. Now that the tide is out, we can get there. Let's go. They waded out through the shallow water to explore the mysterious island. This is the sort of place where you find buried treasure, said Billy, beginning to dig. Suddenly, something shiny glittered in the sunlight. I knew it, yelled Billy, holding up a nickel. We're rich, yelled Betty. Mr. Crabe sat up under his new beach umbrella. Those nasty children seem to have found something. The Crabes waded out to the little island. Let me help you, said Crabe, pushing Billy aside. Mr. Crabe found a rusty old key and waved it triumphantly. I have a feeling that this will unlock something very important, he said. Sure enough, 10 minutes later, he dug up a door, and the key fit perfectly. Maybe we'll find a whole vacation house, said Betty. Though they dug for hours, they didn't find anything else. And they didn't notice that their island was shrinking. The tide was rising fast and the waves began to lap at their feet. Betty looked up and gasped. How did the beach get so far away? It's the tide, cried Billy. We're marooned. Out of the way, shouted Mr. Crabe and leaped into the water. Mrs. Crabe dove in after him, followed by Betty and Billy. They swam as hard as they could, but the undertow was too strong. The current swirled them around and dumped them back on their shrinking little island. Our only hope is to build a raft, said Mr. Crabe. Walter woke from his nap with a bad feeling. Betty and Billy must be in trouble. Walter's stomach was rumbling like a volcano from the tropical fruit that should have been thoroughly cooked, but he ignored it and raced to the screen door. Locked. He stepped back and charged, bursting through the screen and leaving a Walter-shaped hole in the door. Walter ran to the beach and saw figures in the distance. With the water rising around them, Mr. and Mrs. Crabe were launching their raft. Billy was trying to help Betty. All Walter could see of Betty was her little head above the surface and her arms waving frantically. Walter plunged into the surf. Shooting pains twisted him around and flung him back onto the beach. Was it a cramp from swimming too soon after eating? No, it was the tropical fruit that should have been thoroughly cooked. Walter, save us, cried Billy. Walter, save us! Walter struggled to rise, but the gases produced by the tropical fruit that should have been thoroughly cooked chose this moment to erupt with terrible force. The tropical fruit fart produced a boom that was heard along the coast for miles. Coconuts blew off the trees, and the crabes, clutching their new umbrella, were blown all the way to the Sandwich Islands. The waves parted around the little island where Betty and Billy were stranded. Layer upon layer of sand and shells were pushed aside, leaving a pathway across the ocean floor. Betty and Billy ran toward shore. Halfway there, Billy tripped on something jutting from the ocean floor. Walter raced out to help them. It's a treasure chest, cried Billy. Bones, thought Walter, and grabbed a handle in his teeth. He dragged the chest to the beach. Betty and Billy pried it open. Walter was disappointed to see that it only contained jewels and gold. With the money from the treasure, Mother and Father bought the vacation home of their dreams. There was sunshine every day. There was golf and snorkeling and parasailing on the gentle sea breezes. Experts said it was the most important treasure uncovered in a century, but Betty and Billy disagreed. Walter, they said, you're the greatest treasure of them all. And it looks like the Crabes got themselves a nice little business. The end. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only Walter, the farting dog, banned from the beach. How about that, ladies and gentlemen, huh? Was that fun? One of my favorite stories, absolutely. Now listen, a ringmaster makes a promise, he keeps a promise. So folks, I was digging around just as I was reading that story, and I thought, you know what? I've got to make up to my folks, my good people, the ones who are steady with me. They tune in week after week, and I missed you last week. And I thought, you know what? It's time for a double feature. That's right, boys and girls. I think you're entitled to a double feature. Right? I think it's a great idea. I think this is the time that we sit back and we enjoy another story. Oh, this one is going to be great. In fact, I can assure you this one, well, it's about a great circus legend. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, a circus legend. I'm not going to give it away, but you circus geniuses out here, I'm pretty sure you can make a good guess as to who it might be. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I give you the one and only, yes, it's Emmett Kelly and Willie the Clown. Yay! Hey, Emmett Kelly. Yes, right, folks. The legendary Emmett Kelly of Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey and so much more. Yes, he had a children's book made about him, a children's series. It's Emmett Kelly, the legendary Emmett Kelly in Willie the Clown. Willie is a hobo clown. His coat is torn to tatters, but Willie likes his ragged clothes, and that is all that matters. He's traveled with the circus ever since he was a lad. Willie paints his face each day to make himself look sad. His nose is made of putty. It's big and round and red. Willie never takes it off until he gets to bed. See his funny flapping shoes with patches on the side? Willie has to tie them on 'cause they're so big and wide. Whoa. Willie likes to do stunts. That's right, he does. Upon an old trapeze, he flips and flops and almost drops, then dangles by his knees. Willie saw Moonbeam. "I'll sweep it up," he said. But when he touched it with his broom, the moonbeam jumped ahead. He chased it all around the ring as fast as he could go. And why he couldn't catch it, poor Willie doesn't know. Where is Willie going now with a ladder in his hand? He is following a big gray horse. He must have something planned. The horse stands still while Willie climbs the ladder up its side. He sweeps away a speck of dust and then climbs down with pride. Willie has a motor car that makes a bang, bang sound. Sometimes it turns in circles with front wheels off the ground. When Willie crawls beneath the car to find out what's the matter, the car starts off and Willie has to chase it. Patter! Acrobats in spangled tights are bounding to and fro. When Willie tries to join the act, he always stubs his toe. Ouch! A great big horsefly buzzes by and lights on Willie's nose. Will Willie dare to swat that fly? Now what do you suppose? Willie found a peanut, its shell he couldn't crack. So he took a hammer and gave it the nut a whack. The nut is smashed to powder. There's nothing left to see. So Willie takes a cabbage leaf and chews it hungrily. The circus band strikes up a tune that starts the horses prancing. Willie meets a kangaroo, and now the two are dancing. Get down, Willie. The elephant was eating hay when Willie tweaked his tail. The elephant picked Willie up and dunked him in a pail. A camel marches round the ring with Willie on his hump. Every step the camel takes, he gives the clown a bump. Lions roar and tigers snarl when Willie comes too near. He says he isn't frightened, although he quakes with fear. When Willie puts on roller skates, his feet refuse to track. One foot goes north and one goes south, and Willie lands ker-whack. Willie is a golfer, but his golf clubs are so tall. He aims with care, but fans the air and never hits the ball. Willie bought himself a pet. Her name is Giddy Goose. Willie put her in a pen, but Giddy soon got loose. She raveled out his underwear and ate it for her dinner. Giddy Goose is getting fat, while Willie's getting thinner. Willie had a lollipop he just began to eat when two small monkeys came along and snatched away his treat. Now that's not nice. Willie grabbed a pillow and threw it at the pair. The pillow burst wide open and feathers filled the air. Willie's day is over. He's blowing out the lights and waving his bandana to tell us all good night. There you have it, folks. Emmett Kelly and Willie the Clown. Oh, that one was by Helen Wing, illustrated by William Timmins. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how about that? I hope you enjoyed your Ringmaster Story Time. Thank you for tuning in as always. And remember, keep the circus alive inside you. As you go to sleep, be at ease, my child. Just leave all your cares and needs with me. Dream of all you can, all you hope to be. And if you believe those dreams, they will come true. Know that you are loved, know that you are cared for, know that you are always in my prayers. And as you lay your head to rest and dream a wondrous dream, know that you are safe under angels' wings. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. See you next time on Ringmaster Story Time.